Hey y'all, I'm back. I kind of have like one of my school shirts on because I just filmed a video for the new place that I'll be working at in Montana. Okay, today's video is going to be about today I just really want to talk about being angry because I feel like I'm not a very angry person and it's very hard for me to experience anger. And someone once told me that it may be like an underdeveloped or underdiscovered emotion because I feel like of the negative emotions, I typically resort to sadness, okay? And maybe a little bit mix of like, why me? Like, I don't know, not like a self-pity, but like, oh, like of course this is happening and I'm just like upset about it, but I'm not angry about it. And I feel like this might be common for like, oh wait, do you guys want to see my new pants? Oh, and my new tattoo. New pants. Cute. Guys. New tattoo. I just put the second skin on and I did it very poorly, so don't look at that. But something happened to me recently where I felt very angry for the first like time in a really, really, really long time. Like I don't remember the last time. I couldn't even tell you. I could tell you the last time I cried when I watched The Sheep Detectives in theaters recently, but I cannot tell you like the last time I cried or I was angry. Like I wanted to punch a wall. I was angry. And primarily, I think this is because like since I grew up very much take the high road, forgive people, like I don't know. I just have a very quick inkling to less harmful. Well, I guess sadness is pretty harmful too in a way, but I guess thinking about anger in the ways that I've seen it manifest in other people, it's always like men like hitting walls or like people getting like infuriated and red and like very visibly upset. And I don't think I don't get like visibly upset and it doesn't really swing towards the pendulum of anger. And I just don't really understand why that is because I think I don't know, maybe it's kind of more of like I'd rather like blame it's easier to like blame myself for a situation than try to like exert blame onto someone else. And I don't know if that's obviously not healthy either. But like when I think about anger definition, when I think about anger is a fundamental, intense human emotion characterized by antagonism, displeasure, or hostility towards someone or something. And I think a lot of the time when I do feel anger, it's like very much a last resort because like I can make up so many different excuses in my head for like, I don't know, not forgiving them in a way, but kind of like just making it seem like I shouldn't be that angry because I don't know like what my body and my system can't like hold on to anger. Like for some reason it's really hard for me to like expel it or like do anything with it. It just like sits and it bubbles and it usually dissipates pretty quickly. Like when I get angry, I'm really only angry for like 3 hours, if that. And then it kind of like goes away. I'm not like angry for a whole day, but I can be like very sad and anxious for a whole day. And I just kind of like wonder why. And maybe it's just like gene nature versus nurture, I guess, when you think about it like that. But I don't know, like antagonism, a state of active hostility, opposition, or deep-seated dislike. Okay, so I'm going to tell you this situation that happened, okay? So I was supposed to go, I went on a date with this guy, okay? And it was great. We didn't do anything. It was totally like we just chatted, shot the shit, we watched a movie, and then I went home. And before I went home, we were both just kind of like, well, I'd like to see you again. Well, I think I started with, I'd like to see you again before I leave for Montana. Okay, that's how it started with. And then he responded with, yeah, I had a good time. I'd like to see you too. Okay, and so of that day, which was Sunday or Friday or Saturday or something of that past weekend, I gave him a full week of times of availabilities that I could hang out and like see each other again. Because in between that time, between the day and then me leaving for Montana, we had been calling, we had been texting, like everything was still chill. Like we had no intention of like, or I still was under the assumption that like he would still ask me to hang out. And so every time I kind of like brought up the situation, it never really resorted into like, oh yeah, I really like, I want, like he can say that I want to see you again and mean it for sure. But the fact that he didn't act on it when he knew that like we have this like weird history of him like canceling before our first date, whatever, because of miscommunication. But now, since it happened again, I was literally sitting there seething. I was like, oh my gosh. And I know this isn't something that like, this is obviously a very nuanced and complex issue, like for him, but for me it just feels so simple. Like, if you want to see me, then just see me, you know. Like, I get that you had volleyball and I get that you didn't have the energy, but like, it's not all about you. What about me? Like, what about me? It has to be all about me, right? Because if it's not all about you, it's got to be about me. No, I'm kidding. It was just like, I was just upset. I'm upset at him for like not following through with the date for the second time. And then I'm upset at myself for letting him back into my life and allowing myself to be put in a position to be disappointed again. But I know that's beautiful to be able to put ourselves, you know, continue to put ourselves out there and seek like companionship, even though like situations have hurt us in the past. That I recognize is good. But the fact that he did it again, I was like, oh my fucking God. And then we got like into a little skerfuffle because I kind of brought it up and I communicated very clearly that I was upset. And he was like, well, I don't know if you're like actually upset or if this is a joke because I'm not in the mood. I'm like, well, way to add fuel to the fire, because now I'm very upset. I'm angry, okay? And you don't want to see me angry because I don't know what I'm going to do. I literally posted on Instagram the other day because I was like, on my close friend, or not close friends, but on my spam account. And I was like, I don't know what to do with all this anger. All I know how to do is put on Rage Mix on Spotify. So that's kind of how I've been dealing with it. I'm just like punching the air consistently because I'm just so angry. And I don't look angry, but I'm very angry because I'm not sad about it, because I don't think that I'm missing out on anything or like, you know, yearning for this to happen, because at this point, all that is in the past. We didn't even have like anything to yearn over, because it's just me like begging to hang out with him and begging to see him. Not like begging, but like asking continuously to hang out, and him continuously being like, yeah, no, for sure. And then like we call, and then I'm like getting strung along, and he has the nerve. Okay, here's where it gets worse. He has the nerve to call me manipulative. Okay, whoa Nelly, because listen here, bucko, I can be manipulative. Everyone has the capacity to be manipulative, but the fact that I just wanted to communicate my emotions, I feel this way, this is why I feel this way, and this is the actions I'm going to go going forward, because like I said in my last video, I'm setting better boundaries for myself. Okay, this is a boundary. You hurt my feelings twice, friend, you do not get a third. Okay, I'm sorry, no third time's the charm. No third time, the third strike, it's the second strike, you're out. And so I set this boundary for myself and I stuck to it, and he had the freaking nerve to call me manipulative. Bitch, I literally asked, like, I was so distraught by this accusation that I was like, what am I manipulating you for? And then he responded with, well, manipulating doesn't have to be like an action. You can manipulate someone's feelings too. I'm like, yeah, I know that, but what feelings would I want out of you? Like I feel like, okay, let me look up the definition of manipulation. Manipulation. Because I feel like my definition of manipulation is like, I'm doing something or changing my actions or my feelings or my behavior in a certain way to gain something out of someone else. It's a very, like, not like a super thought out process, but it's somewhat thought out, where you want to like extract something from someone else. And the fact that I was just telling you my feelings, the fact that I literally was cutting you off after this, like, I don't want anything to do with you. I'm telling you that I'm upset and this is what I'm going to do about it. So the fact that I was in the act of deceptively influencing and controlling someone's behavior, thoughts, or emotions, or for personal gain. What is the gain? That is the question. I'm not gaining anything out of this. In fact, I just want you to see that what you did hurt me. And for the second time, let that be known, that your actions hurt me for the second time. And I don't want anything out of it. I'm just letting you know. And maybe, you know, some things are better left unsaid, but I think no one, like, I think we knew each other well enough to the fact that, like, he's in the position where he wants to grow. And so I was nicely, okay, I'm angry now, but I was nicely communicating all of these things. Let me read you what I said exactly, actually. And now I'm blocked on Instagram. Oh, fucking rich. And I know, like, okay, I know anger is like, you know, I should feel more neutral about I don't know how I should feel actually. I can feel however the fuck I want. Sorry, hold on, I got a text. Okay. I said I'm sad that you didn't want to see me before I left. I'm clearly upset. And he was like, "Well, are you upset? Are you being upset cause you to abandon the conversation or conflict?" I was like, "No, I just like there's nothing to talk about. Like I don't want anything out of you. I'm just telling you that I'm upset and I don't want to talk anymore." And then I just said, "I just wanted to communicate that I'm upset and why, and you said that you're sorry. I would have also, sorry, my freaking thing is going off. I would have also appreciated if you communicated that you didn't have the energy to see me this week, which feels like you leading me on again." Ugh. And like he's apologizing for all of this, and he's like, "Oh, you're allowed to be upset. Like you can feel whatever you want to feel." Like I just didn't like I just feel like I should have been able to share my feelings too. I'm like, I'm not stopping you from sharing your feelings. I never said shit about that. You can feel however you want to feel and you can tell me about it. But going forward, I do not want to talk to you anymore. I'm done. And I'm patting myself really hard on the back because of my 23 years on this God-given earth, I have never cut anyone off. I have never told them to stop speaking to me ever again. And this is what it took for me to slowly develop my frontal lobe and for this man to call me manipulative. Okay? I can be manipulative. This just wasn't the situation. And the fact that you're mislabeling it pisses me off. Okay? Gah! Okay, well, this actually felt a lot better than listening to my rage mix on Spotify. I know that during my 15-hour drive tomorrow, I'm going to be all up in that bitch. Siri, Spotify DJ, play rage mix. Yeah, but for now, this also helped. And I don't mind that I seem emotional because I am very much an emotional person. There's nothing wrong with that. I think it's okay to be angry when you're not like actively hurting someone else. Like if you just want to sit with your anger and like reflect on it, that's totally fine. But I don't want to be the type of angry person where I'm taking it out on someone, or I can't sit with my own anger that I have to like lash out and hurt someone else or hurt some like inanimate object. That's not the kind of anger I want to have. And I think it's okay. I think it's good that I'm kind of developing this new sort of like upsetness. That's not the word. The newfound emotion within my life instead of being sad. So I'm happy for that, and I hope y'all's week is going good too. I'm gonna be a little more MIA. I got a camera, so I'm gonna vlog too in Montana, so it's gonna be exciting. But yeah, okay, bye.